What the fuck is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of ShiShi Meditations. Damn, I can't believe I signed up to do 70 of these every day for the next 70 days. These are going to get real raw real quick because I don't know if I have 70 like super insightful things to say. Certainly not every day. But I will talk about what I went through today shortly. And that is that today I had a super busy day at work. I just had a ton of stuff to do. It was Monday and like just a bunch of stuff that I had to catch up from next week and then all these emails. And basically I got to work with that like impending feeling of like dread that I'm sure you guys are familiar with when you just know you have so much to do and you don't even know where to begin. And I found myself actually like quite disciplined today. I'm really proud of myself because I basically just like worked straight for like 6 hours, which may not seem like that big of a deal, but when I say straight, I mean like literally straight. Like I checked Instagram like or whatever maybe a couple times, but I was just like focused. Like I finished one thing, I was like, all right, on to the next thing, on to the next thing, on to the next thing. And maybe that's not that impressive for some people, but I tend to be like kind of lazy and distracted and all over the place. So for me, it was like a really cool insight that I do have the capability to like focus deeply on one thing at a time and just like knock stuff out. I think just a matter of doing it consistently is the next step for me. But what I found was that, you know, for someone like myself who's a chronic procrastinator, I was able to withstand a lot of the urges to procrastinate today. Like multiple times during the day in the office, I would find myself being like, oh, I should just go outside and like get a juice and just like, you know, take a break, which is an innocent enough statement. But I find that I tend to have the habit pattern of if I do that, then it's hard for me to get back into that zone of focus the rest of the day. I really need to like start the day strong and focused in order to have like any chance of having a productive day. It's hard for me to like go take a break, you know, for an hour and then come back and like be productive again. So I found that for me personally, and maybe this is something that you guys can take away and try out for yourselves, or that you relate to, or that you just completely disagree with. I don't know. It's your life. But for me, I found today that because I like made myself focus for 6 hours straight, I was able to just like bang out task after task after task. And then when I finally finished, I felt a lot more relaxed. It was a lot easier for me to get into a different state of mind and not be anxious about all the things that I still have to do or that I hadn't finished or whatever, because I know that I had put in a good day's worth of effort. And that might just be my cultural conditioning of like not feeling like I deserve to have fun unless I like worked hard before, which I think is totally wrong and backwards, by the way, and I'm trying to hammer out of myself. But whatever it is, I do feel like, you know, for busy people who are productive and trying to do cool shit in the world, like the ability to just focus without distraction for a period of time, oftentimes it takes less time to finish your work and then you can really enjoy yourself. And I noticed that the other thing I noticed is that my willpower seems to be a pretty finite resource throughout the day. Like I exercised a lot of willpower to get through this day without getting distracted. And then I went and got dinner with a friend and like hung out with him for a little bit. And then I came home with the intention of doing a bunch of other work before going to bed, including shooting this video and like doing some other things for music, because all my stuff I did today was for my day job. And I found that I was procrastinating a lot more when I got home. Once I had finally given myself a rest, it was hard to get back into that mode. It's like my body was just like, time to go to sleep, like you got to rest. And also I didn't get a lot of sleep, so that might have something to do with it. So I actually found myself procrastinating making this video. It's now like 10:20 or something, and I got home at like 8:30. So like, you know, I kind of just like messed around for a couple hours. So yeah, that was an interesting takeaway. Two takeaways. One, that I find that I'm able to relax and enjoy my free time a lot more, and be a lot more present to my free time and to my fun periods of life of relaxation when I am equally present when it's harder to be present, which is when I'm like working. If you can just make it through that without getting too distracted and being scattered and, you know, doing things like checking Facebook or checking flights to different exotic places, which is like daydreaming about traveling, something I tend to do when I am procrastinating and I'm trying to avoid a task that I don't want to do. If you can just focus, then you can enjoy your free time a lot more. And the second takeaway was that your willpower is the finite resource. So for me, at least, I know that if I have like a lot of stuff to do that day, like I have very little chance of having a productive day and knocking a lot of stuff off my list unless I start early in the day. And it doesn't mean like I have to get up early in the morning necessarily. It just means that whenever I do get up, you know, I do my morning routine, which I'm sometimes more disciplined about than others, but usually it's like meditating and working out and then getting straight to it. Like if I start getting into like procrastination mode early in the day, then that sets the pace for the rest of the day, and then I'm more scattered and less present. So it's just something I noticed about my day today. It was Monday, so you know, it was like a nose to the grindstone, like let's go get it kind of day. But it's nice to be able to just focus, and now like it sets the tone for the rest of the week. So I hope that video helps you guys, and maybe you can relate. And that's my video for today. Peace.